happy 2026 to all of you. For me, this is a year to reconnect. I don't think that any of us have given ourselves proper credit for what we all just went through. You see, in late 2019, we found out about a virus in China, and slowly but surely, it moved across the world. March of 2020, the World Health Organization declared an international pandemic, and we were all told to go into our houses and lock the door, basically. Desocialize, disconnect. We went inside and we locked ourselves away. Pandemic peaked, and there was widespread lockdown. Social distancing and social isolation really, truly actually did become normal. We were told to stay apart, to be safe. As mental health decline accelerated across the world, because as humans, we are not meant to isolate. So in 2022, after 2 years, restrictions began to lift, almost like a quiet shift happened. So the messages that were getting put out became inconsistent. You know, some people were still social distancing, other people were not. Like I know where I live in Canada, we weren't even allowed to go into community centers or into restaurants unless we got the vaccine. And many of us didn't trust the vaccine. The official pandemic lasted from March 2020 until May 2023. Medically, that's true. It ended, but emotionally and socially, not even close. Where we were basically chronically at this point disconnected. And on top of it all, the messages across social media were about putting yourself first and disconnecting yourself from anything toxic, anybody bad. So it became like literally a disconnection era. It was a cutoff era for the last 2 years. 2024 and 2025 really and truly was about hyper individualism. I mean, people cut other people off. It was a cut people off culture that came out of that. And so our nervous systems were stuck in defense mode. There was a loss of community. People weren't healing at this point. They were protecting themselves. And what that looked like long term for most everybody in the world by the end of last year was loneliness. We were at an all-time high of loneliness, and it became a very dark period. I think 2025 was dark for so many people. For me, 2026 is it's not about denial or going backwards. It's not about pretending that nothing happened. It's about relearning connection. And the biggest word of all is rehumanization. That's what 2026 is for me. And this is simply because we have dehumanized the world. The cutoff era was about cutting off everybody and putting yourself first. This year is about rebuilding and reconnecting. And yes, still putting yourself first, but not cutting off everybody else in the process. We need to relearn connection this year without abandoning others. For nearly 3 years, the world was in survival mode. The pandemic didn't just change our routines, it rewired our nervous systems. That's the truth. We were taught to isolate, to fear closeness, to protect ourselves by pulling away. And then almost overnight, social media flipped the message. Suddenly, the advice wasn't about surviving together. It was about cutting people off, choosing self over connection, and calling isolation self-care. And a lot of people broke under that weight. 2025 became a year of disconnection, loneliness, and quiet depression for so many. Not because people were weak, but because they were exhausted and emotionally overprogrammed. So for me, 2026 isn't about becoming someone new. It's about rebuilding. It's about remembering that healing was never meant to happen alone.